This tutorial is specifically for WAAM members that want to use Submittable to submit work for exhibits and other things on the WAAM website. Before you start and open Submittable, the thing to do is to get prepared. The more preparation you do at the beginning, the easier it's going to be for the whole process. We recommend that you create 2 directories that sit on your desktop, directories or folders, depending on how you call them. And you'll notice that I have 2 here. I'll show you what's in one. What's in this particular directory is a resume, which is, and I'm creating an account here for Carl because it's for the demonstration. The first one is a resume, the second one's an artist statement, and then the third one, which is probably the most important, is titles and descriptions. And that I'm going to show you now in more detail. The titles and descriptions relate to the images themselves. So if you're going to upload 5 different images, you're going to need to create 5 different descriptions. The first one, obviously, put number 1, then you put the title, and then you place a comma. Very important to put a comma in there. Then the painting, whatever the medium is, another comma, then the size, another comma, and then the price. Those are the components that are required for this particular submission. And each one of these pieces of art each have obviously different specifications. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the images here. And you'll see that each one of these is numbered also. So this is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. They relate specifically to that. So that's the organization. Create the images, name the images with your name, and then a number. And then for that individual image, create a line of text that says number 1, then the title, then the medium, then the size, and then the price, and have commas between each one of them. If you've done that much, then you've done a lot, and it'll be a lot more easier to actually create your submission. So now I'm going to show you how to get to Submittable. Go to the website. You may have received an email with the link in it, in which case you can click that. But if you haven't, then the way to go is to the website, the main WAAM website, woodstockart.org, and look for Submission Calendar and Forms. And when that's open, you will see that there's individual shows here, and you can tell whether or not you can submit online or you can submit in person. You see this one's submitting online, that one's submitting online, that one's submitting online, and those are submittables. And if you click on those, you land on the Submittable page. This is the entry page. Once you've created your account, if you've been to Submittable before and actually created your account, then remember to keep your password, because you're going to need it every time you submit. It's going to be exactly the same password. If you haven't, you have to go through the sign-up process. The sign-up process requires you to add some information, first name, email, and password. You sign up, you get an email confirming your account, and then you can come back and sign in. As you see, I've got my email address in there and my password, and I'm going to sign in now. There is one other way you can sign in once your account's created, and that is via a Facebook login. If you're already in Facebook, then it will allow you to use your account to log in. Otherwise, you have to sign in through Submittable. So I'm going to sign in now. And now I see a list of all the available submissions opportunities for WAAM currently. And this is always up to date, so if there's a new one, you'll notice it on the list. And when something's completed, at, say for example, the end of April, it will go away. The one I'm going to use is the training application for WAAM members, just to show you how it works. So it's a very simple process. I click on it. And in this particular one, there's instructions. Usually there is instructions and some additional information about the submission. But this one is all instructions, so you can always go here and take a look and recap anything that you might want to clarify that I've told you. And then as you scroll down, you'll see I've already put in my name, address, email address, phone number, and the zip code and everything else, so that it knows whom I am and it knows that this relates to my particular account, that I'm actually submitting on my own account. Once I've done that, I then have to start to upload my images and give it all the text that it's required. And this is how I do it. First of all, I choose the files. When I choose the files, I'll go to my desktop. This is my desktop on my computer, and you can see that I have here my images and my documents. These are the two directories I showed you before. I'm opening them up, and now I'm going to click on one, hold my Shift key down. There you go. And once I've got the Shift key down, I can select all of them, and I'm going to open them. And now what you'll see is they've all been uploaded. Each one of them is there. And I could change my mind and remove one if I want to, but otherwise they're all there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Scroll down, and you'll see that it gives me an opportunity to put in the text for each one of these pieces of artwork. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up my documents. I'm going to open up the titles and descriptions, and I'm going to copy that one, Command C, and then paste it in, Command V. I'm going to the next one. I'm going to copy it. Okay, scroll down a bit. Third one. Now you can see already why it's important that I get all this organized beforehand, because if I had to keep going back and creating all these pieces of text and then putting them in, or try and remember which one was which and everything else, it becomes very confusing. Preparation is the key to this. So now I've put in all my 5 different paintings. Now I've got a chance to put my bio in here. So now I'm going to close this guy here. I'm going to, that's the artist statement. I'm going to open this document up. Okay, this is Carl's resume. I'm going to copy this, close it, scroll down and paste it in. Then I'm going to go one step further and open the artist statement. Again, I'm opening up this document. Going to copy it, close it again. It's getting too many things here. Here we go. And paste that in. So now I'm done, basically. I have all my information in there. Let's go from the top. Got my name, address, all of that information in there. I've got the 5 images I'm going to submit. Each one in there. I put the text in for each one of these images. I put my bio or resume in here. And then I put my artist statement at the bottom. Now I have 2 choices now. I can either save this as a draft or I can submit it. If I save it as a draft, it means that I can always come back later and make changes before it is finally submitted. If I click submit, it's done. That is, I can't go back and make any changes, can't edit it, can't do anything. It's done, and it's going to be submitted to the judges. So in general, until I'm absolutely certain that I'm happy with it, I save it as a draft. But when I'm done, I click submit, and we're off and running. So that's the submittable tutorial, and if you need any more information, then obviously get in touch with WAAM directly.